Yes, indeed. I better watch out. I'm not messing with you.
Oh, it's recording.
I ain't moving mad.
Oh, we don't have any mics.
To get what we want, gotta see what we got. This is like the bad boy video. Oh! Come on, now. Hey, make me lose my train of thought. Alright. You know what? I need some super milk.
You get the super milk. She, as in I,
So
am drinking H2O.
You can get into your diatribe if you got one.
Oh. Well, I mean, so folks, I know you've not seen our update on how we're doing on the purium and the detox. And that's because it's kind of mixed. We are going to pick up where we left off with this detox in June, basically. And that is because a few things have come up. We've been doing okay. It hasn't been a complete and utter fail. I say we've been about 70% on track, 30% not so much. So, which is not bad, but it's not also what we were aiming for, at least not for myself. And knowing how Ishé is too, his standards are quite high. I think we could do better. We've also got travel coming up in the next couple of weeks. We're going on holiday, celebrate. If we took a holiday, ooh yeah, sometimes celebrate. Come on, let's celebrate. So since we're doing that, by the way, keep posted on the fun videos that will come from our travels. So since we're doing that, we're traveling abroad for a couple of weeks. We're just basically going to do a little reset when we get back at the top of June. So stay tuned and we'll get right back on to the Purium and let you know how our raw and vegan detox is going. So for now, I'm having some H2O and it's a little bit cloudy because it is, I've added some lime juice. I found limes, by the way, folks, in the DMV area. I found limes with seeds, also known as key limes, at the Wegmans. So I couldn't find them anywhere else. Everywhere else I've been able to source quote unquote organic citrus without seeds. Oh, so annoying because it's obviously not organic once it's been genetically modified. Something to consider. When your food is seedless, it's sterile. So by just common sense deduction, wouldn't you assume that if you eat food that's sterile, you too will become sterile? Just
right.
Saying.
Because as a man, I don't have a seed and I'm sterile.
That part. So just saying. So Wegmans is the place clearly now I know to go. But you know what I've not found yet, folks? And let me know when, if you can aid me in this. I've yet to find watermelon that's seeded. Everywhere I find seedless.
Yeah, we can find seeds in the watermelon.
Okay.
Yeah, we just buy them from the South American.
Oh, let's go to the South Americans.
On the highway. All right.
That part. So yeah, so as I said, tune back in with us. We're still going to be doing our raw vegan journey. Well, we're already vegan, but I'm just saying our raw food journey post holiday. Celebrate.
Okay.
Wait, and Senora Ishé is drinking what? You went all the way to the refrigerator to get the super milk. What say you about super milk?
I'm drinking an ingredient that was made by you, made and created by this woman here, and it's great. You got it.
It's a product, if we can call it that, that will come to market. But essentially it is a nut milk with all 102 minerals that your body is made of. So very, very nutritionally dense, holistic, very satisfying. What say you, Senora Ishé, about super milk?
tastes great, delicious, and nutritious. All right, shall we get along with what we came
Oh
up with?
yeah, welcome guys. Welcome back to our channel. Meet Takeste and Jones. We've been MIA, loads of things happening. Travel plans, Easter, yada yada yada. But here we are.
Travel plans. We travel too much. So not too much.
I would say we don't travel enough.
Yeah.
but we just have loads on our plate.
Yeah, but when we travel, it's a real travel. It ain't like going down the street.
No.
It ain't going like to the other state. It's, travel. So.
It's like 20 hours.
Yeah.
Away from home kind of travel. But yeah, welcome back. We're reviewing today what?
Married at First Sight, season 14, episode 16. And they titled this one, Are You In or Are You Out? And that is a question you always ask in a relationship at some point. Sometimes it's earlier than others. Sometimes it's too late by the time you ask. So anyway.
But wait, before we go anywhere, let's formally introduce ourselves for whomever is new to our views. You are who?
I am Ishé.
And your channel is?
Livingishe Reviews.
I am Lisa, also known as the Alkali Yogi. Look for me as the Alkali Yogi on the YouTube.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so we're starting with our
yeah,
review?
Let's get into it.
Okay.
I've done my holistic bit. I've told you guys steer clear of anything that's not seated. Let's continue. Oh, and also protect your eyes. You know how Wu-Tang said, protect your neck? Protect your eyes. Blue blocks.
Blue blockers.
You can see even the blue light being reflected right back to the camera.
And as you can see,
my eyes are saying,
they look very swag worthy.
Yes, we have been told that they are swag-like, worthy, cool.
And I don't even need glasses. I only need these to protect my eyes. You know what I'm saying? I might need some little magnifying glasses, when I'm doing some work and there ain't no light. But I see like an eagle. I got eagle vision, really.
Yeah, and it's big part because of his
can't
nutrition.
Read papers when there's no light. I need a light shine on it, or it needs to be light. But I could see, as they would say in the South, a rat pissing on cotton.
Oh, well, I've not heard that term, but how very vivid and how very illustrative. And the reason for that is
or
because...
two mice fornicating. Never mind.
And the reason for that, guys, is because of his nutrition. To believe and buy into this theory that it's okay to get past the age of 40 and everything just go. Your eyesight, your bone density, you have more of a say than you realize. I am a licensed holistic lifestyle coach. This is what I do. And I'm telling you that by eating properly, correctly, also by taking care of your eyes through eye exercises, reach out to me as the Alkali Yogi if you're interested in help with that. Also, we do a weekly eye wash with Eye Bright, which is really great for removing any debris in the eyes. But it does start in the body and at a cellular level, so you need to be clean and healthy in order to maintain your vision above anything else. And then I would say, exercises, just like any other muscle in the body. If you don't use it, you lose it. So getting pen and doing pen exercises as Ishé would do here, that's not actually the exercise that you're supposed to do. It's how he does it though.
I always finish with the holistic
Wait, hand me a pen so I can
I thought we
show
were
the
done
people.
with that.
No, the people
It's
want
time to go.
Fine, all right. Don't say. See, I was trying to give you guys more, but Ishé said it's a wrap. You have to reach out to me personally if you want more information.
Yeah, too much going on today. Okay. All right. So, can we start now?
Please.
I think we can start. All right. Married at First Sight. They's dragging this season on. They dragging it so on. It don't make sense. Like, get to the decisions already. Like, this was just putting us back in that seat to where we like waiting for another week. So, Mark and Lindsay, now they're talking about having kids. I guess, ignorance is bliss.
Volatile relationship that we have seen.
Hey, man.
With this cast.
I guess they like making up. I guess they like to make up, you know what I'm saying?
It's all fun and games, the addiction to the drama, but when you bring children into it, this is what you're teaching them. That it's okay to have this kind of drama in a relationship.
Well, I think it's going to be more of the mother in that relationship that's showing the kids the wrong way, because she's having them pop out of her and she's the craziest. But, we need some of those type of people. When those kids, we need those type of kids, and we need regular kids in this world. So anyway, so she is taking a fertility test because they did the do, and she's like, yeah, we talking about having kids, and then now you know how she does. She goes low with the blows, and she starts talking about Mark's semen and ejaculate. So she makes him go in the room and ejaculate in a container that had the honey mustard from the tenders, they fried tenders, right? They clean out that thing. She's like, okay, why don't you go in there and do your thing into this thing? And then she follows him in there. He's like, wait a minute, I can do it on my own. And she's like, no, I'm gonna help you. She got to control the whole situation. So he's like breaking out his phone, trying to pull up his bookmarks with the with the #1 videos, and she's like, wait a minute, you need a phone next to your wife. You got to pull up stuff. So anyway, he gets it done.
Let that man do his business.
Let him go do his business. What is he gonna do? Contaminate it? Wait,
I wouldn't have asked to be in that space, me personally. I would have said, do your business.
So I'll
be over here watching Insecure on HBO.
But see, while we didn't know that there was a home fertility test.
No, we did not.
I knew there was a home pregnancy. Yeah,
that was informative.
And that could have saved me a car ride for 45 minutes up there just to.
It was that far? With these gas prices, folks. Well, lesson learned.
Anyway, she said, and I quote, Mark's, she's when talking about Mark's semen sample, she said it's like when you left the Elmer's glue cap off. When you left the cap off for a week, you see that residue on the glue. She said it looked like that, or it came out like that in clumps. That's gross. I'm surprised that went on air, but he's worried because he's done steroids in his time. See, he did no steroids. He said he said he injected stuff to his muscles when he was younger to make them bigger.
Right, but we still have to technically say allegedly. So I will put allegedly before this statement. Don't try to come for us.
Allegedly, he's done steroids.
Right.
But he does have the shape of somebody that's done them, because they're pudgy, but you could tell they used to be big. But anyway, I don't get into that. But awkward. Yeah, awkward, no less.
And who viewers told you guys weeks back that your nutrition impacts the quality of your semen and even how it tastes? The Alkali Yogi right here. I told you, if he does not get off the steak and potatoes and eat something that is electric and living, that his semen was going to be spunky, smelly, and looking coagulated or dried up, or whatever the terminology was, the adjectives that were used. Basically, it's no bueno. It's not enjoyable even for the woman. So clean your diet up, folks. If you love to get the BJ, if you love the BJ, clean up your diet.
The word spunky is, I'm still laughing because I got a friend that calls these spunk windows.
Glasses? Glasses or spunk?
That's what he calls them. And you know what the spunk means.
Anyway. Oh, I get it. Oh, boy.
So anyway, let's go on to Noi and Steve. Okay, so Noi and Steve. Noi speaks to her friend, her Indian friend, about their relationship. And her friend, I keep noticing like her friend had this piece of mascara, like a ball of the mascara, you know, it's clunky. So there was a ball just hanging right there, mascara. And I was like, man, could she, you know, why don't they cut to her, Noi, and then go knock that little piece of mascara off? Because my eyes was focused on that for some reason.
Wow, I had no idea. I didn't know.
See, that is my OCD, focusing on things that don't matter. No. All right, so they talk about his job situation. I mean, that's a big thing with these people, and how she's still scared about getting married and sharing her space and everything. And they're already married. What are you talking about? Like, I guess she's scared of them living together. And that was I don't know, the conversation was the same as the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Her friend really didn't add anything. She was just like bringing it up, you know, what they talked about before. And Noi kind of reiterating.
I mean, for me, it's just like I think people are more comfortable with the concept of it's okay to live check to check so long as you're working versus here's somebody who's obviously successfully put away a good amount of money, doesn't seem to be worried about contributing to the bills, doesn't seem to be worried about you know, navigating the world and not having funds. So it's I don't know if it's just due to editing, why I can't see why she's in a better situation, possibly living check to check. I'm not saying that Noi is, but I'm just saying potentially, versus somebody like Steve, who clearly has enough money, above 40 grand, he has told us, and he's not bothered. Like he's not panicking.
Follow the man's lead. If he ain't bothered, you should be bothered.
Yeah, he knows obviously how to not only save money, he probably has a way to have the money that he has saved up working for him. And whether people realize it or not, when you are having to work for somebody else, it's a form of
slavery.
It is. So if he has found a way out of that, I would celebrate it, and I would try to learn from that, so that we can both get out of the matrix.
Yeah, I mean, that means that they can go anywhere in this world, and he could figure it out, you know, how to take care of her, how to provide.
Right. And Noi, let me just say to you, baby girl, you can always lose a job. So, you know, if there's another way, I would say if we've learned anything over the last 2 years, is that everyone should have a backup plan. Figure out a way to sustain themselves without having to rely on a company, because you could give a company 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Whenever they feel like it, they can let you go. They can make you redundant. They can close shop.
You're replaceable.
You are replaceable. Absolutely. There's no loyalty in this game. This corporate world game. None.
I mean, it's because I understand her concern. At one point in my life, I was in a relationship, and we got together. It wasn't a matter. I mean, it didn't seem like a big thing. But I got in a relationship when I was trying to get on my feet, which was a mistake. I should have already been there. So I was making like half, not even half. I make 3 times what I made. Now I make about 3 times of what I was making when I was in that. And it was, I don't know, it was not really stressful, but it wasn't good. It wasn't like, you know, because that was always on my mind. I wasn't at the place that I wanted to be when I was, you know, wanting to get married, want to have, you know, a family, new family. And then, you know, you're not making, as a man, if you're not making the money that you wish you was making or that you think you should be making, then that causes a lot of stress, which causes a lot of other things in your relationship to break down. Because man, what we make, what we do for a living, that makes us us. That makes us dependable. It makes us carefree. It makes us be able to protect you. It just makes the world a difference. So by his position, his attitude, he is not bothered. So he's got to have cash, or he knows what he's doing. She needs to trust the process. And he don't seem like no bum, because he got his own spot. He got his own flat. He got his own car. He's been making some money for a long time. He made enough money to go travel the world with a backpack and still coming back ready to get married and got some money. But he don't want to, he don't want to tell the whole world on TV. So anyway, I think she is just kind of like, I don't know, she's making it too much. She's making it more than it should be. I hope she don't mess around and lose the guy, because it took him a minute to warm up to get to her level of love. And now it's lopsided. Now it looks like he's more in love with her, and she's like, I'm over it, kind of,
I know, based on the fact that he doesn't have a job, which has really been her complaint from day one.
Yeah.
So, but another thing I'll say too is that wealthy people don't have jobs either. And that should be the thing that everyone is working towards, right? We got
multiple streams of income. So
well said. They don't have jobs, they have
streams of income.
That part.
That's where
freedom comes in.
That's the logical progression. That is the goal, the end game.
And if he's managed that before 40, I say kudos to you, sir.
Yeah.
Kudos.
Yeah. I mean, we all make, us in business, we make good business decisions, but it's impossible to make 100% of those decisions great. But it seems like he's done something right.
Not unlike Gino from 90 Day Fiance, right? Unemployed, sitting on $650,000.
Yeah. And does
he need a job? I would say that's debatable.
Does he need one? Yeah.
Make your money continue to work for you.
He's not working and he's still comfortable.
Right.
Some people have a blueprint. So it looks like they're scrimping and saving right now, but they got a thing that they're seeing the big picture. So you got to get somebody that can see your vision, see the big picture. And then you have to be able to communicate that to said person also. So it's a communication thing.
We're kind of doing something similar ourselves. We're scrimping and saving right now, We're decluttering, we're selling loads of things. Not to be replaced with newer, fancier things. We're really trying to simplify, because we too are trying to find that financial freedom.
Exactly.
That's our goal is not to work for other people for the rest of our lives, not even for more than the next 5 years, God willing.
Yep. And so while we're making money, putting it to use, and it's growing and it's making money for us.
Yeah, it's called an exit strategy.
Yes, golden parachute.
All right, carry on.
Oh, let's carry on.
We're doing a review and recap.
Upward, onward. All right, Lajuan and Katina. So Lajuan meets with his coach, and they talking about Lajuan. He's talking about well, she's not at the point where I'm at. I'm done with school. I've got my house. I'm ready to travel the world with somebody. And she's just starting her journey to school and family. She wants to have babies. He wants them to, but he wants them to do the single couple thing. What you call it? Couple with no kids thing. Where you just, you do whatever you want. Go travel the world like we doing. Till we have kids or whatever.
Right, yeah. Especially because they don't know each other. So they kind of need this time as well. They do need a good 2 years or so because they didn't date, right? Yeah. So this is like them dating as a married couple.
Yeah, and he's like, man, she don't have to, how's she gonna juggle school? She's just starting. She's about to get her associates. And she wants to go into nursing. And then, she's working full time. And he's like, well, how are we gonna have a kid? How you gonna balance that? And how we gonna do that? So, I mean, my man, you married now, just work on building the family. If y'all start now, those kids will be when they get like 10, 12, or, you just give them to the relatives and do your travel. Do the handoff.
There you
Yeah.
go, Grandpa.
Yeah. That's why we need our we need our grandparents.
We need our elders, period.
Yeah.
It takes a community, our aunts and uncles, great aunts and uncles, parents, everyone. This is literally where the saying came from. It takes a village.
A village, yeah. All right, so now we move on to Mike and Jasmina. So, yeah, he's like going to his, he's just having a conversation, I think, with his sister. And he's like, look, I didn't come to this process to have a friend. Because that's what it is. It's a friendship. I mean, they ain't got no intimacy, no physical intimacy, but they are really good friends with each other. They laugh and they do stuff. They sleep in the same bed, but they don't do anything besides that. And she's talking to her best gay male girl. Well, allegedly, I don't know what he is, but she talked to her best friend who was a guy, and she said she just don't have feelings like that for him, and she don't know what she's gonna say on decision day. He doesn't either. So they're both kind of like don't know whether they want to move on as being friends, like a husband-wife friendship. Important to be friends, but it's friendship to be important. I don't know how to say it. Something like that.
Saying?
I messed up the saying.
Oh, okay.
All right. It's kind of like it's important to be nice, but it's nice to be important. Or something
I like that.
Nice to be important, but much more important to be nice. Something like that.
I like that.
But I don't like being nice. I'd rather be kind.
That's more genuine. You're right.
Yeah.
I see the word.
Nice can come in two faces.
Charisma.
Yeah.
Charisma is nice. But kind comes from
the heart. Yeah. Okay, so then Steve, we go back to Steve and Noy. So Steve, he invited his best female girlfriend over to the house to help him shop for rings.
Whew, and hers was no joke. I was blinded by her ring.
Yeah, that was classy. It was more than a band with a rock on it. It had design, had the crested diamonds around the band, had the little, see, that's what I'm talking about. Like, once you make the, once you make the step, like when you get engaged, you get a nice ring, and then, God willing, you upgrade to something like that. That's what I'm talking about. Because, man, that was nice though. But this whole thing, well, yeah, because he got her engagement ring, but he's already talking about upgrading her ring. And that's what I would do. Like, once we get married, right, that's gonna be the surprise. First anniversary, bam, that whoa. So anyway, that's what I think he's doing, and that's a good thing to do. But that was an advertisement.
Wait, do I have something to look forward to then? Did you just put your secret out there?
I'm just saying, I know what he's doing, because I would do the same thing if I was him. It's called a strategy.
Very good.
So you need a strategy for everything.
But yeah, that was clearly an advertisement for the jewel.
The jewel, yeah. Because they was online and they was showing the whole thing, the whole screen. Mm-hmm. And he was saying the name of the company a few times. And yeah, it's really easy once you put it. It allows you to make this design. He was like doing a full advertisement or advertisement, as you would say.
Don't sell to us. We just are here for entertainment, okay? Mindless entertainment.
Yeah.
Mindless.
We're trying to
escape. We're trying to escape.
Bad enough
the world is moving mad.
Moving mad.
Okay? You saw what happened to Dave Chappelle? The world is moving mad.
Hey, that's another video.
So don't sell to us anything. We just want entertainment.
And so now they moved to an interesting conversation with Olajuwon and Lindsay. And they kind of have the same, they're like the female and male versions of each other on this show. They're both loud and energetic and passionate about what they're saying and got to get their point across. She's like, she feels like, she even says it like, me and you are kind of similar. And I wonder if she want to be friends with Olajuwon, since that girl that got off is friends with Mark. The girl that got kicked off the show. Yeah.
She was off. She's
Yeah.
no.
But you know, and she's talking about how Mark isn't smart. Like she always got to correct him. Like he doesn't speak English properly. He doesn't know a lot of words. His vocabulary is very, very minuscule because he's a meat and potatoes guy, right?
Yeah.
So he's not learned, is what I would say.
Is what people would have said about us in a
Yeah.
particular time and place.
Us?
As people of color.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, we were you know what? I just found out we were, as you know, people of color in the 1800s, 1700s, all reading. They only took reading away from us once there was a few slave rebellions going on, especially in Haiti. And so the government didn't want slaves or black people reading that kind of thing, getting ideas. So then they made reading illegal. But anyway, dang, I gotta stop doing that. I'm just a walking ball of useless information.
No, it's all very useful.
Okay, so let's go. Mike.
These are the benefits of coming to Castay and Jones.
Yes.
You see? You get a little bit of everything.
Helping a smart man.
History, and laughter.
All right, so now we go to Mike and Jasmina. So back to them. So Mike takes Jasmina on a romantic salsa lesson / dinner.
Yes,
They
and
dressed
Jasmina.
up. Jasmina, hey, you know what? I might have to add her to my pass list. I got Rihanna on there, and you know, might have
And his favorite YouTuber.
no.
Shall I mention?
No.
Just kidding.
No, but yeah, Jasmina, she was but her attitude is too, I don't know. But yeah, they do a romantic dinner and salsa, and it's all romantic, and he's asking, you know, how does she thinks she's gonna go on decision day, and I mean, he's just not that guy. Like, like she's about, I don't know, she's maybe 5 inches taller than him, maybe 2 inches, not 5, 2. Oh yeah, maybe 2 inches. But if you in that kind of situation where you the man and your woman, you got a taller woman, then you need to be that dude. You need to be that, like, your height don't matter, because your manhood just comes before all of that. Woman can smell you, see you, and feel you. This is a man, and he's strong, and he can protect me. You know, he ain't that type of dude though, because he hasn't proved any of that, and he's been really weak, in a weak frame of mind for this whole thing. So I think it made her not look at him as the mate that she want to be with.
Yeah.
Because he had to be strong from the beginning, because I know so many dudes that's small in stature, but you know, they them dudes, you know, they got women, they got power, they got money, and you don't see that when you see them. That's not what you're looking at, you know. So I think it's too late for them. And it's not because of stature, it's his mindset. And you know, you just, like, physically when you're looking, you're like, okay. When you see a guy like that with a girl like that, you're like, oh, that dude must be that dude.
It's true.
He walking around, he
with
proud.
a girl that looks like a supermodel.
He don't, like, nothing is making him feel uncomfortable or anything.
Inferior to anyone.
No, that's
agree.
not what it is. It's all up here. So,
Such a waste.
I just think she just looks at him as not, you know, not like a mate or a lover, or, you know, she looks at him as a friend, like a little brother almost.
Yeah, but there was a time she said that she felt attracted to him, I think, though.
She was attracted to him at the beginning. That's what I'm saying. Before she got to know him, she was way attracted to him. It didn't matter that she wasn't, you know.
Yeah.
And that's not her thing. That's not, like, you know, that's not a thing that I'm pushing on this couple. I'm just saying that's what I think, that he hasn't shown his manhood enough to make her feel comfortable with him as being a lover. Now, he don't seem like a pushover, a chump. I'm just saying with her, he hasn't been his strongest. And he's been kind of what you call it?
Wishy-washy.
No, he's been more of the petty, going into that pettiness with her.
Right.
So taking her on her energy when she gets petty, he gets petty.
Right.
When he could have just reacted mentally.
Right. Or said, I'm not taking your lead. I recently heard someone say that. And I thought these are very wise words. I'm not trying to be led by you.
Yeah.
Wink, wink. And that's true. Yeah. Sometimes, because women are emotional, it takes a man to say, I'm not going to be led by you. I'm not going to come to where you are. I'm not going to come to this level. Shall we have a conversation now? Are you in a better headspace, or shall we wait till a little bit later? But I won't be meeting you where you are right here.
No,
I won't be meeting you.
Can't go that low. It's easy for us to be dragged into that, but you got to just kind of know. If you don't have, there's no other outside forces that you stressed with, or everything's going well, and you just got to handle your woman. Then that's fine. Normally you can bring it back up. Yeah. But he didn't do that, so.
Yeah. Do you think it has to do because he lost his father and his brother? And so he's surrounded by a lot of female energy, and female energy is great for a man. Absolutely. Don't get me wrong. However, when you also don't have something to balance that out, too much of anything, too much yin, too much yang, right, is going to take you out of balance. I'm wondering if there have been enough male figures in his life to make him, sort of more, to make him stand stronger in his masculine energy, to feel like he can be a leader and take force when he didn't have, because he lost his older brother, he lost his father, so I'm not sure who would have let him down that path to teach him.
Some of them figure it out. I know he's got a lot of families, so I'm sure he has some uncles and stuff. I just think the way he processed his father and brother passing as he stayed too much in that grief mode. Because sometimes death can make you stronger in the way, you can take it as, that was these people's journey. They weren't supposed to last for a long time. And I'm seeing that to make me realize that I'm here for a purpose, and I should be living my life with no regrets. I should have fun with my life. I'm here to have fun. I'm here to make something. I'm here to see everything. I'm not here to grieve for the last, forever for the passing. I mean, I'm sure grief is good. You got to get through the grieving period. But I think maybe it changed him into the person he is, to where he's just thinking everything negative is going to happen.
Right.
And his, he might feel like a bad luck charm. He might feel like he might internalize it and be like, everybody around me always passing, whatever. Yeah. It's the mind. See, I'm telling you, it's his mindset again. Yeah. Again, it's the mindset. Yeah. But I don't think that, the passing of his father, where it didn't make him learn masculinity. But he could have he's got a lot of sisters, but that's relative, because I know a few people who grew up around women and not their father, but they handling their business pretty good.
I think it depends on the individual and whether they see that as an opportunity for them to take lead. All I have around me are women, so let me step up and be that male figure. Versus I'm the only male, I'm outnumbered by females, so I'm actually going to take a step back and let them lead. I think that it can go either way.
I agree.
So, not to call this family out specifically, but the Kardashians are an example of that. We never see the brother anymore. He kind of regressed into something, barely a shell of himself. All of his sisters moved on.
He's an outcast.
Right, exactly.
He is not. He should be leading that whole family right
exactly.
now.
Instead, the mother is a leader. The sister Kim is a leader, but he's not a leader.
The father is a sister.
It's just and so it can go either way. I think, just depending on the person.
Yeah.
So.
Too bad for him. He seems like a good guy. You know, he's
He's a decent bloke for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He's active, fit, muscular,
Yeah.
but his mind has to change. So now we go to Olajuwon and Katina. This is their last dinner before decision day. He's asking her if she thinks she can balance, you know, being a wife and a family woman and a student and a employee and all this stuff. And she just keeps reiterating how she can and how she wants a family. And, you know.
It shows, too, that she wants a family. That dress, boy. Whoo! She's like, impregnate me.
Yeah.
It was hot, Katina. Very nice. Both Jasmina and Katina just keep bringing it. Like, not only do they look like models, they show up as models and how, like, they're just always wearing something really cool, fly, colorful, flattering. I'm here for it.
And they can eat whatever they want and not gain a bit.
Seriously, Jasmina? Fried fish and chips whilst your husband is having the salad? And then we've got Olajuwon over here who's having a whole cow. What? A whole cow? It still was bleeding.
Yeah, he got the beef, mountain of beef. Like a big old tomahawk.
I tell you.
Yeah. And
the world is moving mad.
So I mean, she's just trying to reassure him that she is the one. But she says she's glad that she met him because she needed that tough love that he gives her and that push that she was always fighting it, but now she just goes along because he's leading that relationship. Now he is a little too much, but at least he's leading his relationship. All right, so then we go to Lindsay and her work wife friend, Cara. Of course, they talk about Mark. So her friend lets Lindsay know that, hey, if Mark is just a person like this, and he don't do anything, he don't go anywhere, he don't like new stuff, then she can trust him that he's just gonna stay. He seems like a dependable person she can rely on that's just gonna be there and not be looking for new shit, new stuff, and you know.
He's not going to stir the pot.
Yeah. So that he's gonna always stay low key and, you know, not try to overdo her and compete with her. And but
he's definitely not competing with her. No, he wants to be quiet and reserved.
Right. And Lindsay,
he wants to be under the radar.
He wants her to be more like him.
Yeah. And, Lindsay wants to be over the radar.
Yeah. And then Lindsay, she's just talking about how there's no flames. Like there's sparks, but they haven't ruined the flames, even though she's been yanking on his manhood every night. She seemed like she can't get enough of whatever it is, but for her to be talking about him all the time, she sure does get it in with him when she can. So her friend says, work on his tangibles instead of what you see, what he got, what he offers, instead of trying to change him, his intangibles, like how he is, you know, his wanting to try new stuff and all that stuff. Like, don't worry about that. Just work with what he got. Work with that. Instead of making a list of all your wants. Like, if you got this man here with the basic things, then he's good enough because everybody can grow. So then they do this thing where they're playing football, flag football. So it's a group. They do another group thing. And Mark pulls a hamstring. I mean, she's kind of right that something always happened to Mark. Like, his cat died last episode. He put a hamstring this episode. His apartment got bed bugs. He got kicked out. He lost his job. Like, this happened in the whole episode. Like, something's always going on with Mark. But, you know, he's living life. Life should always happen. So
life is definitely
it's just magnified by it happening in this show. So she tries to help. She's like, I don't know if she knows what she's doing, but she takes his leg and she pushing it up. He's like, no, stop. He put his hamstring, leave him alone. Wait till the paramedics get here. But she's trying to help though. That's how she is. She always step up. She always showing up when, he needs her. But he didn't need her to be pulling his leg, pushing it up.
That's not. He's like, back off.
Yeah, but did you see what she was doing? Is that what she should have done? Or was he overreacting?
No, I mean, it's hard to say because you never know what somebody is feeling. You don't know what the severity is or what the conditions are. Mm-hmm. But I mean, generally speaking, when that initially happens, I would treat it as somebody who's just had shock. So I would just try to make them comfortable, easeful. I would try to work on the hydration element before I tried to do anything else with the muscle. So I would have left the leg alone. It's not like he's because he's not at risk of losing a limb or anything like that, right? So you have to look at the situation. If there's not a risk of losing a life or a limb in the limb, then the thing to do first and foremost is to provide comfort and reassurance to that person. Get them to calm down, get the adrenaline to, no longer flood the body, get them hydrated, right? Because in his case, not always would you hydrate a person, by the way, but in this case, because he's clearly dehydrated, which is why he pulled the hamstring.
Always dehydrated.
Right. But shortly thereafter, he was drinking something that was colored orange. Did you notice that? So I don't know what that was supposed to be.
Insult to injury.
I know, it's like the American way. I've said this before. In the holistic world, in the holistic wellness world, we call the American diet SAD. It's an acronym for Standard American Diet. So if you think that you're going to get hydration from anything that is colored, you're gravely mistaken. Anything that's colored, anything that has any additive added to it, is no longer considered water. By scientifically speaking, anything you add to water, including a tea bag, means that it's no longer water. And when you're dehydrated, the only thing that you need is water. So it's fairly common sense, but I know we live at a time when common sense is not so common anymore. You don't need to bring anything, regardless of what the advertisers are telling you, this will hydrate you. No, the only thing that can hydrate you is water. And if you're wanting your electrolytes, add some sea salt or have some coconut water, not flavored, just pure coconut water. Keep it simple, stupid, in the words of Judge Judy.
Okay, and I love that segue into
the health and wellness.
All right, so back to Mark and Lindsay. So after the game, he gets a ride to whatever, he gets okay. And then he takes her to his mom's apartment. His mom's deceased, but he still keeps the apartment.
No, she's not.
She's not?
She's not. She's in a nursing home.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, she's in a nursing home. My apologies. She's not at the house anyway.
Right.
And he says, we're going to make ourselves a life in my mom's apartment. And so...
And Lindsay's looking around like...
Yeah, to no surprise. And it looks like a woman in her 70s or 60s apartment, Americana, a lot of stuff and drapes and all kinds of knickknacks, patty whacks, get a dog a bone, all around the home. And
in essence, it's the opposite of reverse, modern, and minimalistic.
Yeah.
Reverse of all of those things.
Yeah, the colors, chiffon, lemon chiffon, tan.
And he wants to take Lindsay and make a life in that place.
Yeah, and Lindsay,
Is it fully paid for? Can we do a full gut reno?
I think it's fully paid for.
And we can do a full gut reno, sure.
But he doesn't want to gut it. He wants to preserve it just like it is because it's his house. But he does something surprising, and this is how serious he is about bringing her in his house, is he brings her sushi. Now we know Mark only likes beef and potatoes and chicken fingers and macaroni and cheese out the box.
Just beige food, basically.
Yeah,
beige and brown.
Yeah, so he brings her sushi, which is a good peace offering. And she starts just looking at the house again. She's tearing it down in her head. She's like, well, can that go? Can this go? Can we do something with that? Can we do something with that? Can we change this wall? Blah, blah, blah. And he's looking at her like, what?
What's wrong with this stuff?
I know. And she's like, all these fixtures are old. Like, I'm counting in my head. It's going to cost.
Right.
I said, just give me 5,000. She said, just give me 5,000. I think I can work with that. Not a budget. She said 500. And I guess she's going to throw in the other 4,500. But she said, give me a budget of 500. And I was like, it's going to take way more than, put another zero, 2 zeros.
As we are both property investors, okay? And I can tell you that they would need a minimum of 50 grand. From experience, I'm telling you this. They would need a minimum of 50 grand to bring that place partially up to standard for what Lindsay wants. Mark, I urge you to tune into the Netflix and look up a show called Selling Sunset. Oh, man. Yeah. To show you what beautiful homes look like.
That'd change his whole mindset.
Since you don't travel, since you're not overly cultured, not in a despairing way, just that's not your interest. I get it. Boston is everything. Your world, fine. But just to give you a sense of what beautiful homes look like in this day and age, 2022,
in LA.
Selling Sunset.
All right. So yeah, I mean, so I'm saying, like, to say that is to say he doesn't get it. Like, he doesn't understand. Like, because he's living in the past, and she's like, why are you living in the past? Like, if you want a new life with us and me, then we need a new house. We need new stuff. Like, I'm not just gonna move in here in your past. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you move in with somebody, that's what you're doing. Like, if you meet somebody, y'all get something new together, and you make that a life.
Right. Or in this case, like I said, if he's really married to the idea of living at home, because he's obviously a very emotional person, and I get that, okay? But the compromise needs to be, if she's about to do that, you have to at least meet her at, can we at least modernize this place? I don't think that that's a stretch. You get the benefit of living in whatever neighborhood you want, whatever home, you know, you grew up in, but she has a right as well to be comfortable, right? So if you're getting to choose the shell, the neighborhood, the shell being the home, let the woman at least go in there and beautify it. And this is why women are known to make houses a home. It's our job, right? So you've provided the house. Now let your wife turn it into a home.
True.
You know?
And as she says...
And he will be pleasantly surprised how much more comfortable it'll be once a woman has gotten in there and put her touch on. No?
I'm just joking.
Did I not catch you, sir, making some videos about how I switched up some of the cupboards? I do
threw
recall.
Away everything, but that's what y'all do. y'all make us get rid of everything.
But you were saying in the video was quite positive.
No, it's good. Yeah, that's true. Like, you need a woman to make it, you know.
A little more streamlined, a little bit more efficient, and a little bit more beautiful.
Yeah, because they debating on, you know, getting our home as opposed to getting your mother and grandmother's house. All right, so now we go back to Steve and Noy. So they have a dinner, their last dinner before the decision day. And they talk about how they would think living separately would change their marriage for the worse or for the better. And they have a debate on that. And yeah, Steve's not really feeling that. I mean, when she gets pregnant and stuff, they're gonna have to move in. Like, she can't. She is such a child, man. She got a lot of growing to do. So, then we go back to Mark. He's like pondering about the decision because they argue every day. Every day.
And we see it.
We go to Steve. He has mixed feelings because, you know, Noy holds back her feelings and emotions. She just put it on social media. Don't talk to him. They joke about getting a job, and yeah, he makes, you know, he jokes about the stuff that went wrong. He's like, well, how about I get a job? Or how about I keep making the pasta instead, you know, because of what happened with the pasta. And she still, yeah, I mean, he still feels like she isn't giving 50%, you know, to his 50%, and she thinks that he isn't giving 50% to her 50%.
They're both foolish because there's no such thing as 50-50 anyways in a relationship.
Yeah.
It's always going to fluctuate.
The man always gives 100 and the woman gives, you know,
I think
90-10.
I think You know, it
90-10.
vacillates. I
Man
don't
gives
agree with
90, woman gives 10.
that. Wow. I think it vacillates. Not true.
Yeah, no, it's depends on the partner, you know. So
it depends on the partner, but I think to believe that everything's going to be 50-50 all the time is a fool's errand. And that's not the point of a partnership. It's so that you can help each other. You have two people so that when one person is down, it doesn't feel like there's just like that person is down. Things can still progress and move forward. That's why you have a partnership.
I like to give what I can. I like to give as much as I can.
Right.
Now, you know, when you can, that's when you can do it.
Right. But also, because life is what it is, if there comes a time when the woman has to step up and do, you know, do more, that's okay, because that is what a partnership is about.
Yeah, support.
So supporting each other,
understanding,
to keep things moving forward,
and not taking tabs like she think he does, because he always points out, you know, what he does, but she always points out what he doesn't do. So it's kind of All right, so then we go to Katina and Elijah. He asked, how would you feel if you end up single tomorrow? And this isn't it. He just, I know what he meant, but some of us men, we got to work on our delivery with things. Because, you know, the receiver, if it's a woman, 9 times out of 10, they're going to receive it a whole different way than you intended. So you got to, he needs to learn that skill. And she said she'd be sad, and he seemed like she's like you, probably being bothered, you know. She's really hurt at that question, and she thinks that is indicating something, and she starts crying. And he seems like he's trying to get out of it. He's like, I want you to choose the best thing for you. Like, be selfish is what he's saying. He's like, be selfish. Like, choose the best. I want you to go back on your decision. I don't want you to make a decision because you feel pressured. If you need to be selfish, you feel like there's stuff that you want to do, then go ahead, be selfish. You know, I don't know. I think he's flip-flopping. Like he's in and out because he can't seem to get her as a housewife. He wants her to follow his lead totally. But, you know, you can't change her overnight.
No, but she is willing to grow, though, with him. Yeah. At least she's willing, right? I don't know how many people can actually say that they're willing to make the necessary changes in order to make a relationship work. Yeah. Because people they treat partners like they're so easily disposable and replaceable anyways. And part of that is because of the dating scene and the apps. Well, I can just swipe left with you, then I'll just swipe right for someone else, you know. And so it's given everyone the impression that if it's not you, it's easily someone else. But there's a reason why young people are struggling to find partners, and it's precisely that mentality that people are easily disposable and replaceable, and a human is a human. Yeah, there's always somebody better, is what the you know, a lot of mindsets today. There's always going to be somebody coming along better. I mean, you don't know that they're going to be better. There's always going to be someone else that comes along, but you don't know that it's going to be better. Everybody has better qualities and bad qualities. So everybody has good qualities and bad qualities. Right. It's not that person's better. It's not that they're better for you. It's that you might match up at a time where this person is giving you what you need or what you was looking for, but you can't always expect that to last over time, because everybody changes, you know. And sometimes you don't know what you're looking for. You know what you don't want, right? But you can't really figure out what you want with a partner unless you've been alone for a long time. You let yourself, you know, think about what you really want. I mean, sure, when we get new partners, we like, this is way better than what I had before. You know, that's always the case. And because it's the honeymoon. Yeah, I mean, that could change in a matter of weeks or years, but I mean, it's a hard thing. It's no easy answer. It's no easy, you know, you got to take people as they come, and then you just got to make, you know, everybody goes through stuff, you know? Yeah.
So I don't like to say, you know, you can do better or you'll find somebody better. You're gonna find your person. You know, you find your person. But everybody is in your life. Like they help you on this journey to where you're going.
Yep.
So everybody's important at the time when you're in their life,
right.
or they're in your life.
And even when you find your person, it's still not going to be all, you know, peaches and cream. My mentor used to always say to me, relationships are meant to be work, but they're not meant to be hard, right? So a Katina is somebody who is work, but it's not hard work because she's prepared and willing to put the sweat, equity, and tears into it. So Olajuwon, I don't think, has made that distinction that, oh, at least she's willing to meet my expectations, to grow as a person, to better herself, and then, you know, bring more to the table than what she's bringing current day. I can work with that versus it should all just be easy. There shouldn't be anything that needs to be done. It should just be perfect. We're exactly here together and we move forward. I think that that's a very immature way to approach a relationship. So I'll say it again. Relationships are meant to be work, but they're not meant to be hard.
Yep. Hey, couldn't have said it no better than that. Yeah, I mean, I'm the I can think like, you know, relationships are like buses. There's one every 15 minutes.
Right.
But that don't mean, you know, it's gonna be a nice clean bus. It's gonna be a comfortable bus.
Right.
You can get into stuff, but you know, it's all in God's hands.
It's all in God's hands because let's just say this. God has given us free will, right? So we can make decisions. I will just say this. So at some point, if you don't just buckle down and choose to work with the person that is compatible with you and that you have love for and that you have chemistry with, it's going to be really hard to quote unquote build anything, a legacy, a family, you know, whatever it is that you're hoping to leave once you leave. If you're constantly being distracted by, well, this is a little bit too much work. Maybe I can find something over here that's a little bit easier, a little bit less work. If you could keep thinking that, because he had an ex-girlfriend who apparently was still in school, and I don't know whatever else they went through that made him break up with her, but it sounded like part of it was the fact that she was in fact still in school, didn't yet have her own home, was not yet able to travel as freely as he is. And those to me are not good enough reasons. No. Because how do you build anything if that's kind of your mindset, you know?
Right.
You at some point just have to say, especially because these are two people in their 30s, not even in their 50s, okay? They're still so early on in their adulthood that you shouldn't have such high expectations at this point. It's different if you guys were in your 50s and you're like, she doesn't even have her associates yet.
Yeah, that's...
You know what I mean? Then you could say that, and a lot of people would agree with you, but she's still so young, and he's not even 30 actually. I think he's 28 or 29. Yeah. So the both of them have time. This is a great time to come together with somebody who's prepared to put in the work to meet you where you're at and then grow with you so that you guys get to that next level. This is the perfect time for them.
But don't we all think we're in our 50s when we're 30 or under 30? We think, oh man, I know everything is. No, it's time to check this, check this.
And it's partially society's fault for putting that expectation out there and on us. Because you're still very young in your 30s. I can say that as somebody who's no longer in their 30s. I can look back and say, yeah, man, especially when you just hit 30, you're fresh out of the 20s.
Yeah, because when he said she was just working on her associates, I was like, and then I had to remember, oh, yeah, she's in her, she's 30.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a little bit later than a lot of other people would do it, but is it like
she's doing it?
At least she's doing it. So it sounds like she was the professed party girl.
Yeah. So
it sounds like her 20s were about being, you know, the party girl.
Yeah, so now she's trying to get to the family girl.
And that's the point, is the fact that she just no longer wants to be that and wants to be this now, a wife and a family, a mother, you know, an educated person. And a lot of people don't even want to leave that period of being the party person, you know. So when you find somebody that's prepared to say goodbye to that era, that decade, I'm not mad at her for living her 20s to her fullest as she wanted to.
She's supposed to.
Because you only get one decade to do that, ladies and gentlemen. That is literally the only decade that society will even look at that and give you a pass, so to speak, right? If she was still doing that in her 30s going into her 40s, that would be a different story. So I'm for Katina and Olajuwon, and I think Olajuwon is going to recognize that.
All right, so our last couple we're going to is Mike and Jasmina. He seems sad because she seems sad too. She's like, the spark ain't gonna never come between us. Well, it's like, you know, you got to put some lighter fluid on it. You know, you got to rub two sticks together. It just don't sparks. Well, yeah, they do appear. But if they don't appear, there's something you can do to make a flame, a fire, by rubbing two sticks together.
Or two bodies.
Well, yeah. Okay. And allegorical, the bodies. No. So yeah. So it's funny. I can't see anybody who's saying they're gonna stay together. So I'm gonna be totally surprised as anybody on this one.
Okay, so just run through the couples. You think that all of them are going to say no?
No, I don't know. I don't know either way.
That's your guess. That's your.
I can't guess.
Okay.
I can't guess either way. Who's gonna stay or who's not gonna stay together.
Okay. I'm going to venture a guess. I think Katina and Olajuwon will stay together, and I think they should. I think Jasmina and Mike will not stay together, and I would have liked them to, but they wasted a lot of time. I think Jasmina has made up her mind, unfortunately. Although I think Mike would be open to continuing to try. Lindsay and Mark, that is anyone's guess, but I don't believe that they should be together, me personally, just based on what we've seen. And maybe it's editing, but it's looked too volatile for me. And Noy and Steve, I reckon they'll stay together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you heard it from the lady. And with that being said, this is it for our review of Married at First Sight. The last episode to the end.
Second to last.
No,
no, because there's still decision day and then the reunion.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
No, it's so long.
Well, the show before the decision day. Season 14, episode 16. Last word.
Get free and stay free.
And stay decent, my folks.